You had touched on the condition of the vehicle. Would you like to get into that a little bit more, the current one that we have?
Good evening.
Good evening, Council. Gus Ganem, Deputy Public Service Director and Sanitation Director. That truck that we budgeted for this truck early last year, I thought that we would get by with the truck that we had. We've been putting band-aids on this quite frequently. We have major problems with the hoist. We have major problems with the lift, for lack of a better word, the lift bracket that lifts up the hoist. You know, it lifts up the can actually. It slams onto the frame because it doesn't have enough power to hold the can up, and so unfortunately it cracked the frame. It did get inspected by a police officer on the way down to the facility to dump some compost. The police officer let us take it back home, but he said that if he sees it again, he's going to impound it. So a truck cannot run with a cracked frame. We can't run it outside the city. This is the last dinosaur we have. You've done a great job replacing our fleet. This is 2007 with over 104,000 miles on it, and the miles that they have that carries major loads on its back. We also do DPW, some stuff with DPW when their truck breaks down. We also do the wastewater treatment plant. Any festivals that we have, we transport, at 30-yard and 40-yard cans out to the festivals. So it is a workhorse. I tend to try to fix up the old one as best I can. Probably won't be able to last very much longer, but I'm going to give it to the wastewater treatment plant so they can move their cans around a little inside their facility, so we don't have to come, go over there and move their cans for them. But other than that, it's unsafe and not, it's a health, safety, and welfare issue for our employees.
With approval with this item tonight, how quickly could we get the new roll-off?
Unfortunately, not soon enough. I think it's going to be at least 45 to 60 days.
What do we do in the meantime then with the recycling?
I'm gonna borrow a truck from another friendly company that I've been talking to, and they're gonna let us use one of their trucks. So hopefully that's what's going to happen.
Any option with just having Great Lakes come to pick it up for the next month?
They said they do that, but they charge us $165 a haul. I think we get it done cheaper than that.
I know taking the compost is something that we have to do because I know that Unidig doesn't have the facilities to.
Right. We're going to run the risk of obviously for a little while, but I think that for the most part we'll be okay. We just try to get it as quickly as possible. I'm trying to negotiate a loaner from Wiegand Mac. They said they might have a demo coming in next week. If that works out, then I'll get a demo. Other than that, I think Richfield offered to help us with a roll-off truck. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments from council members?
Madam Chair.
Ms. Vogt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening, Mr. Ganem.
Good evening.
When we ordered this truck, have we ordered all the appropriate and proper equipment?
Yes, I did the bid spec on this truck, and all the proper equipment is intact.
Okay, we're not going to be switching out any parts of it here and there?
No.
Okay. I understand we're having some problems with some of our new trucks. They've been out of service. I've noticed the recycling trucks coming very late in the evenings. What's the story there?
At this time, I can only tell you that I have written a letter, correspondence with the Judge Biernet and our city attorney to...
Wait a minute, Judge Biernet or our city attorney, Mr.
Both.
Biernet?
He's both in my book, but...
Okay, well, we have a Judge Biernet, you know.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
Junior. But basically, I did write a letter just recently. We sent it correspondence along with some damage that we have. We're going to proceed on this lawsuit, I believe, with your concurrence. We'll bring it forward soon. We've had many problems with our recycling trucks, the new ones we bought. They're internationals. They are not holding up. They've been in the shop. One truck has been in the shop over 80 times since we bought it. We have numerous problems with the braking system. The braking system heats up and blows a tire. The tire then evaporates and takes out the airbags in the back and some of the mechanisms in the back for hydraulics. So International has been through ongoing, I guess, refits to try to fix the problem, along with Amir, Ator, and a couple other braking companies. They're not working. As it sits right now, we have 3 recycling trucks on the road. We're using garbage trucks to pick up recycling trucks, the old ones. If you see a garbage truck picking up recycling, for those out there in TV land, don't get alarmed. We're not throwing it away. We're short of trucks, and therefore we have to, again, have 2 people on a truck instead of 1 person. That's a cost to us. Our costs are up over $30,000 already for these trucks being out of service, and not including the tires and the mechanics and all that. So we're still compiling it, but we are going to definitely go after International for a full reimbursement.
Okay, Mr. Ganem, you did the specs on those, the recycling as well as our trash hauling trucks.
I did the specs on them. The specs came back proper, but the braking system is not the same as a Mack. They tried a new braking system. I believe they're having problems with their logic center in their brain for the truck. Brakes are brakes. They stop trucks. It's got to be a computer problem, and they haven't been able to fix it yet.
All right. This truck that you're going to be borrowing, since we can't get a new one for a month and a half or 2, is there going to be a contract to borrow the truck, like a rental agreement? What kind of insurance coverage? What's the story?
If that happens, I'll get with Denise Williams and have the proper insurance, but it won't be a rental agreement. It'll be just a loan, just a loan us some truck.
All right, who's going to loan this city?
Richfield Equities.
I'm sorry?
Richfield Equities.
Richfield Equities. And what did they want in return?
Nothing. They manage our transfer station for us. That's to their benefit.
Someone's offering something for nothing.
We have to take our trash up on the hill to pay them to take it up there. If I can't take it up there, then I can't pay them. It's mutual beneficial.
So no agreement, just a handshake. That makes
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying whatever Miss Denise Williams tells me to do, that's what I'm going to do.
What? Who tells you to do?
Denise Williams. She's our insurance, provider.
I understand.
But if she tells me, whatever she tells me to do, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, whatever the agreement is, I would expect that it comes back to council for our approval.
It would have to.
All right.
It might not have to be done. We'll see.
It might not happen?
No, it might not happen. I mean, if I get a loaner from Wiegand, then I won't need it. I won't need that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Ganem.
Thank you.
Ms. Martin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening, Mr. Ganem.
Good evening.
Life expectancy of the current truck with your specs that you have outlined?
I believe that life expectancy will be 10 years. Usually 8 years, but this truck doesn't produce, isn't a stop-and-go truck like a garbage truck, so it should last 10 years.
I know you were trying to get conformity to your department with trucks, so we have parts and everything. Does this fit in well with everything we have, or are we looking at additional parts? And is this something that our DPW can work on?
Yes, this is a Mack Granite, same type of truck we have right now. And another thing I want to clear up is I hear people come up to the microphone and say that our trucks are ruining our streets. That's absolutely not true. We had a tandem 10-ton garbage truck running up and down our streets. We have a 13,500-ton 4-axle truck running up and down the streets. It's DOT approved, and I'm tired of listening to people come up and start saying that our trash trucks are in our street. There's absolutely no way that those trucks are in our streets.
Well, I think part of the issue that came up with that was when you came before us, you said that because of the wheel span and the extra wheels that the load would be kind of consistent, but what people are telling us is that when they make a turn, that not all wheels can be down. So the distribution is not even on the wheels as it goes with the longer trucks, and that's what we're hearing out on the streets. Or when they go over like a drain on the side of the road, that we're having problems with the tires going in it and sinking those down.
Our trucks are no heavier than a salt truck that goes up and down salt streets in the wintertime or plows your streets in the wintertime. In fact, the distribution makes it. I think the salt trucks might be a little bit heavier for distribution. They are tandem axles. They do have 3 axles. So, I mean, for somebody, I mean, bring the proof, right? I say this. They're DOT inspected. They're manufactured by a reputable company. They're driving on 8-inch concrete and with a base. And we're not going into Heritage Village because Heritage Village has their roads aren't even capped.
They're not to the proper standards.
No, and they're not
And
to
they
the proper
were supposed
standards.
to be, but
And not only
they're
that,
not.
they're not even capped. They don't have a 2-inch cap
Yeah,
on them.
it's not that we didn't try on that
Right.
one. They did not make it to the standards that were implemented in that PUD agreement.
We
that's for
we
sure.
also don't go into some condo associations because they have to bring the trash out to the curb because they don't have the proper roads either. Some roads are built properly, some roads aren't.
One other question for you, warranty on that, how long?
5 years.
5 years?
Yes.
Okay. Parts and labor?
It would be not labor. It'll be parts and labor for the transmission, the engine, the drivetrain. Yes,
Okay, for main?
Yes.
Okay,
we do our own maintenance.
all right, thank you.
Madam Chair.
Mr. Buckman?
Thank you. Mr. Gannon, the current truck, 1997,
Yes,
and the average life is about 8 years, so we got 14 years out of it.
yes.
How do you attribute that? I mean, that's unusual, isn't it?
Ben Neighbors, great mechanics.
It's magic.
And then the truck is going to be going over to the water department to be used in-house, just for hauling things and that, so we're still going to get some use out of it. So, okay, that's it as a credit to our department there. The other thing, I just want to interrupt here, the recycling program. I know you were instrumental in starting it at Crothers Elementary School this
Yes,
year. And
it was a pleasure.
Students there kept track of it, and they set a new record of recycling that they'd never done before. So the goal is now to beat it and hopefully challenge other schools in the city to follow our lead. But it was an educational opportunity. Appreciate you taking the time to, I guess, can I say go green without getting, I don't know, I got the look. So, but yeah, helping our kids go green. A lot of people don't, the recycling program is just to instill future habits for the next generation. And as it becomes normal for them, we go backwards in time. My grandparents recycled naturally. We recycled everything in the old days, and it seemed like for a generation we kind of skipped it with all the plastic. But they're starting to get back on it. They're excited about it. They enjoyed the educational opportunity as well. Thank you.
I can tell you, Mr. Bachman, it's a pleasure bringing another school, and I think Mr. Sadowski, you did a school just recently too, and it's great to have those schools come on board out there. If you're listening, teachers, if you don't have a recycling program in your school, please contact me. I'll be more than happy to start one. Also, our recycling program has grown over 1,400 tons a year. So it's grown probably one of the biggest growths in our county. I'm checking on that, so we'll find out. I have a report for that for you too.
Any further comments from council members? I just have one concern. If it's a health safety threat issue to our workers at recycling, don't send it to water. I worry about their health and safety too.
It's going to take, and then to drive on the road, it's a problem. Again, we drive it within our city limits, and I think it'll be okay. And they're